A woman who was already completely dead suddenly opened her eyes. It turns out that in another world, she had poisoned and killed 999 enemies with poison, but in the end, she was blown up and killed by one of her enemies using a hot weapon, causing her soul to transmigrate into this world into the body of a woman with the same name. Looking at the coffin in front of her, the woman slightly raised her hand, and a small knife appeared out of thin air in her palm. This was not some so-called system, but rather the direct inheritance base of the Mu family from her previous life. Just as this woman, skilled in both poison and martial arts, thought she was about to fail again, footsteps sounded on top of the coffin. At this moment, a man standing in front of the grave spoke coldly. His voice was dark and deep. Your Highness, are you alright? Shut up, I am not dead yet. The guards dared not say another word. In an instant, the world fell silent, except for the thumping sounds coming from below. Hearing this, the prince immediately ordered the guards to dig up the grave. Upon hearing this command, the guards became even more flustered. Your Highness, the deceased is already gone. Let's at least leave him some dignity. Enough nonsense. I told you to dig, so dig, hurry up. With no other choice, the guards could only risk the wrath of heaven, and tremblingly went over to dig up the grave. Actually, it wasn't that the prince was cruel, but rather that, years ago, a monk had told him, Your Highness, when you turn 18, you will face a deadly calamity. If you wish to survive it safely, there is a way only a woman can resolve it for you. If this woman enters the grave and then awakens and emerges from it, she would be the ideal candidate. This person is no ordinary individual. After the time it takes to burn 2 sticks of incense, the woman was finally dug out. Seeing that she was still alive, the guards all showed expressions of terror, while only the prince stood to the side, looking at her coldly. Hey, what are you staring at? Keep your chill to yourself, I'm already cold enough. Aren't you afraid you'll freeze yourself to death? How dare you speak to our prince like that? Do you not value your life? It took me so much effort to get out of that place, and now you want to take my life? Believe it or not, I could poison all of you with just one dose. The prince noticed the flash of ruthlessness in the woman's eyes, and found it quite interesting, so he asked her, Who are you? The woman didn't answer right away. She first looked at the cold man before her, and realized that he was already gravely poisoned. It probably wouldn't last much longer. Since you saved me, I'll give you an antidote pill. Consider it my repayment for saving my life. That way we're even. Your Highness, you mustn't. Divine Physician's son is already on his way. Once the so-called miracle doctor you're waiting for arrives, who knows if our prince will still be alive by then. He only has the time it takes to drink a cup of tea left. After that, the poison will reach his heart and veins, and he will die bleeding from all 7 orifices. Insolent commoner, if you curse the prince again, I'll take your life. Qingfeng, stand down. Without my order, you are not to speak again. Qingfeng glared fiercely, while the woman reluctantly stood beside the prince. Since you can tell that I am poisoned, can you also identify what kinds of poison they are? From my brief observation, the deadly poison that is about to claim your life was administered a day ago. As for the others, I would need to take your pulse to know for sure. Qingfeng was dumbfounded. The young woman before him could tell with just a glance that his master was gravely poisoned, and could even pinpoint when the poisoning occurred. He wondered about this woman standing before him. Does she really have such skills, or is she just trying to get the prince's attention? Then I'll trouble you, miss. The woman stepped forward and took his pulse, remaining silent for a moment. The prince's body was actually afflicted with as many as 20 different poisons. Judging from his pulse, these 20 poisons had been administered since he was a child, and over the years, more were added one after another, only stopping when he turned 14. Well, were you able to determine how many kinds of poison the prince has been afflicted with? Besides the deadly poison, there are as many as 20 different poisons in the prince's body. Although over the years some people have tried to nurse the prince back to health, their efforts have only treated the symptoms, not the root cause. The medicine he's been taking recently hasn't suppressed the poisons. Instead, it has disrupted the original balance, and there are signs that the poisons may soon erupt. Upon hearing this, the guards were shocked. Lately, it's been Divine Doctor's son who's been treating the prince. Could it be that he actually wants to take the prince's life? For now, take this detoxification pill. First, we'll get rid of the deadly poison, and if there's a chance later, I'll help you remove the other poisons. This pill of mine can also temporarily suppress the rest of the toxins in your body, and at the very least, it will keep you safe for half a year.